players, and I'm keen to see how much Thiuth can get. The draft, it's looking pretty good. Wildcard were the ones forced to adjust in a weird way.
Lamey gonna land a nice balance strike on Flea, but not gonna amount to much yet. Shards are out though. Flea just trapped in those shards, still just standing there, hoping they wear off so he can run into the tree line, but he does get caught. Well, that's a very nice start here for Thiuth already. Rough start for Wildcard, but I suppose you won't mind too.
There's so much room for a Treant to play.
Bottom, they're going to try on Arc, but a very nice cookie away from Sammy, and now Afro just being chased down by the Wolves. Very nice micro here from Arc. Zlamey does proc the Jingu Mastery. Those Wolves still chasing Afro, but not able to find him. Afro does get the salve off, and it does not get cancelled. Meanwhile, top lane, 9 is going to drop once again. Sunlight able to secure another killer's bottom lane. These Wolves are just trapping Afro in.
Oh boy.
The creep wave will help him out, eventually taking those Wolves down, but Arc already showing he is pretty damn good with the micro.
Yeah, he's just using them so well in
again
with Sammy, and yeah,
perfect setup here from Sammy. Afro's gonna drop. Lamey's gonna try and chase him down and punish. Thing is, it's gonna be a 2v1 scenario. He'll keep going to Sammy with the boundless, and Lamey does at least find himself a nice trade.
Yeah, it's decent enough. You're happy that your core gets a kill. You're trying to get Lamey back in the game. He is slightly ahead. Should still give Arc a decent enough timing onto the Dominator, into that Overlord, have that impact he'd want. Maybe try to connect with his team to get a push going, which is really what you'd want to do.
Lamey, bottom lane,
Flea's
gotta be
here.
careful. Flea has rotated. Cookie will land. Afro trying to help out. A nice balance strike. Lamey's still trying to run, but it's not gonna be enough. Flea is there with the final right click. I appreciate how much Wildcard are kind of investing in this bottom lane just to make sure Arc is uncontested. And they've done a great job. He's almost got the Helm of the Dominator up. In fact, Afro trying to run. Sammy's got a cookie back up. Goes for the Wolf, and that's going to be another. Arc will take that one with the Wolves. And Wildcard so far playing this game 1 to perfection.
You know what reminds me of seeing this kind of focus on...
Absolutely, and look at this. Mid-rotation coming in. They want to keep this aggression up. Flea does get spotted now. Thiuth, or in fact, they didn't spot him. That was a Radiant Observer Ward. 9, he's going to get the snowball off, but he is probably just set to melt. In fact, never mind, they ignore him for now. Babbage even just walking right past. They want Esk instead with this wolf form, and they might just have the bat. Esk is forced to lasso up, a bit of damage. In comes Lamey, but Arc is just going to walk away as Babbage is there with the follow-up. Esk is somehow still running. Lead seed is out. Flea with the Nature's Grasp as well, but Esk is somehow alive. Still Sunlight in the meantime, killing off Napkin. And they can't punish anyone.
I know, you're so happy right now if you're Wildcard. You managed to break the smoke, you don't lose any heroes. You might try here though.
They'll try onto Babbage. Nice cookie away from Sammy. It's going to avoid the Inkswall stun, but the balance strike is there. Still the runaway. Here comes Sunlight, ready to back up his Tiny, and this could be a disaster for the side of Thiuth. They are melting one by one. Sunlight is too much to deal with. Lamey is forced to man up, but it's not enough. Afro now. Can we get an Ultra? We may just. Afro goes down. Perhaps a Rampage.
Can
it
they?
could be the first one of the NA DPC. Napkin's on the run. Can they hand the Rampage over?
Oh,
No!
Sammy!
Oh, Bammy Soy! It's always Sammy!
Oh, Sammy, why'd you do that? Tips out for Sunlight.
That would have been the first one.
He ruins the DP who really wants to push. No tier 1 tower down yet. You're playing against a tree. It's always going to be healed up. So any little shove you do is just kind of repaired by Flea. You're not able to really work the lanes right now. The best idea is giving this space for Lamey down in bot jungle.
Yeah, well, Afro. On the bright side, John, he was maybe 2 creeps away from level 6, so he's 1 step closer.
Oh my God. That's just painful, man. That
15
is
minutes.
not a good time. Napkin's not in for a good time either.
No, Nature's Grasp going to block the way. He's going to try and pop the Exorcism and go for a bit of a fight here, but Babbage is going to show up, and my God.
Exo down again.
It's down again. Sammy's probably just out of tips right now, or he's had enough of tipping. He's like, you know what, guys? I better save the tips for a little bit later on. Smoke out. Thiuth into that dire jungle. They'll try to retake it. Sammy, he's going to be the target that shows up. Can they make the dive in? There's a cookie. but the snowball is right behind him. They don't land the Inkswell. Sammy's actually too tanky. They're still maybe going to find the kill, but can they get away from this? Because they've popped the Wolf Form and Arc. Well, he's the one that needs to run right now, but in comes Babadich. Avalanche toss combo. Lamey's gone. Tips out for Napkin. 9, he's going to cop the Spirit Vessel. In comes the kisses. Sammy, he bought back for this. Afro's going to cop it.
Oh my god.
You know the worst part is about Sammy? He uses the Effie sorry voice line.
You know.
Is under attack.
Oh. Sammy. All right.
Let's see what happens here. Can they take him out? Surely they can. It's a pos 5. Sammy's falling low. 9 cops a scatter blast. In comes the avalanche toss. There goes your toss, but Sammy is down. Overgrowth out as well. They've caught the DP, but Afro, he is down to boot. Napkin's trying to run. He should be just fine with the TP. Lamey, however, stuck in the tree line, but can jump through the tree line like the bad guy. But he's a good bad guy.
Yeah, like Scarface, right?
Right.
Look at me. I'm the bad guy.
Lasso out. They're going to try. It's a decent lasso on Arc. In fact, it might be a decent team fight. Arc is quite low. Stun him up, but do they have enough? Arc, he's going to lose his life. Still, they are dropping like flies here on the side of Thiuth. There goes Lamey. The Babadich also going down. It seems like maybe Wildcard, the ones that have overextended here, as Overgrowth flee. He will hold them all down. Thiuth trying to run, but Sunlight is getting right to work. Esk is going to be forced to TP out. He might just drop in the fountain.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gone. He is gone. Sunlight. He is godlike.
The worst part about that is they can still keep pushing because they've got the shard up on Sunlight. So
It only takes one big team fight.
Mike, I just realized a while ago we passed by the 32-2 scoreline just for a moment.
Oh,
Just for a brief, perfect moment, I think.
beautiful.
Right before that team fight devolved.
There goes Babadich. There goes the overgrowth from Flea. Lamey's going to try with the Wukongs. Afro's going to drop immediately, and now the
boy, that
kisses.
damage.
Nobody's got a BKB yet. They've had no time to farm. They have had 0 time. Is it time to call it?
It feels like it, Mike. 37-8, and you just don't have room to farm your team fights. They had an idea to get this really good Soulbind off, but they're not able to follow up. Really great Overgrowth coming out to cut off that movement from Esk. And you're just going to have to deal with Mega Creeps. Your lineup can wave clear out so you can hold up, but Sunlight has the right idea.
Yeah.
Just hit towers.
Yeah, his team are trying to get the final lane of barracks. Sunlight just wants the game to be over. It's like, man, I'm playing Viper. You know, I've got one button to click, and that's my right-click button on my mouse. Babadich, toss back. Another nice setup, though. The lasso into the fountain. They might finally find him, but GG's called. Napkin just wanted to see that tiny die one time before he ended up finishing that game. And what a game it was. Wildcard taking a very dominant game, #1 here against the side of Thiuth. And what do you say? What do you do? What can you do?
I feel like they might have been dragged in with that draft, right? Like, they see that Lycan, they get the Monkey King expecting that lane matchup, and then they force it.
Yeah.
With the lane swap, which, I think, again, in theoreticals, it kind of makes sense, but just the way Sammy and Arc played, I don't think they expected that. Like, the cookie...
Either against the Broodmother, but we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, look at this move.
Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. A bit of a wraparound already from Wildcard. They do see 9. Sammy's going to have his smoke broken. Ping's coming out here from 9, but he's not backing off in time. Nature's Grasp is there. Arrow is not going to connect, but they should be able to dive, and they will. Arc secures the kill. That's a perfect start here for Wildcard, handing the POS 1 the first blood gold. And of all heroes for it to be on, it's a Nature's Grasp. I thought they were going to make a jump on Sunlight there for a moment. They had the Frostbite set up, but I suppose underneath the tier 1 tower, the Mars is just a little bit too tanky to try and dive into. Meanwhile, top lane, Arc, he is not so tanky right now on that Prophet. He is trying to fight back against Napkin, but it's looking pretty rough as Afro will continue chasing him down and eventually finds the kill. Sammy's trying to trade, but the Fairy Fire is going to give enough HP. Though Sammy, he'll go for a time in with the Leaf Cheat now. I don't know about this, Sammy. Afro is still running. Sammy, oh, Sammy, he'll get the kill. It's going to cost his life. I mean, he gets it.
He gets it. You know, you find a trade that it's opportunity to play this early to mid game where their lineup can really shine. We're almost at the point where Afro will get level 6 as well. And then he can just really tie in with Esk and melt people.
9. Chase down, Flea just going for it on his own. Nine's really copping it though. A nice frostbite has actually connected, and Flea will go down. Now the pounce out, Lamey, he wants to try and punish Sunlight. Sunlight's okay to back. In the meantime, a smoke happening topside as well. Afro and Esk might find Babbage. No, they run the other way. They want that Treant, that Nature's Prophet, Arc, silenced up. Afro is giving them nothing. Great combos here from Esk and Afro. Even topside, Sammy's being chased down by the spider. You do have Babbage around, but he's got no mana for the role.
You've got the NP who can always shove it in as well. Sunlight looking for an angle here.
They've got the arena. Oop, God's Rebuke misses. Napkin doesn't seem to have realized. Or maybe he does. Maybe he's just baiting for Afro to move in. Still, the Mars will survive a little bit longer, and here comes that arena. He's got two of them in there. He'll get the Skywrath. He'll leave the Brood for now. Let Arc come in. In fact, they'll just let him go. Because 9, he's going to be there to back up Napkin. Flea has leap charges. Rolling Thunder is flying in as well from the side. Napkin may have stuck around too long. Here comes the cavalry though, Esk, and now the freezing field making it very hard. The Walrus Punch though, it never comes out. Arc is still walking away. Flea does go down, but Esk, he's in big trouble. Sprout is out. He will cut his way through, but it should not matter. Or does it? Arc, oh no. That miss, the miss on the swashbuckle, it's gonna cost them so much. Babbage trying to run, but Napkin trying for the chase. Can he find him? Shield crashes
down, and until that point, Thiuth still has easier angles to take. They at least find a tier 1 top.
Arena down. They've got the Broodmother trapped up. 9, he's going to be there with the freezing field to zone them out. Sunlight tries for a TP, but the frostbite, it's just going to lock him down. And Napkin continues to taunt them with the voice lines. Esk, he does also find Samson in the meantime. Another kill across the map. Things looking very rough for Wildcard so far.
Yeah, it's worse.
It certainly is. A much more even game than last time around. That's for sure, and that's what we love to see. Top side, they've got the Mars. They did drop that Mystic Flare. Esk jumps in, but the arena is out. Sunlight, he's perfectly fine. There's now Napkin trapped between a rock and a hard place. They even land the spear onto the tusk now, and it's a lot of damage flying in onto the side of Thiuth. This is not the fight they wanted. Lamey needs to run. Do they have a stun? No, they do not. He will barely survive, but the rest of his team, they do fall apart. At least 2 of them, for now at the very least, won't get caught out, though does show himself at the top lane. Instead, though, Thiuth will rotate it down to the mid lane, but Wildcard, they're the ones to pop a smoke. They see Afro, but they want Esk. They want the tusk. That mid tusk, so tasty. Is 9 also getting caught out here by Babbage, and they've even got the Skywrath trapped in a corner. Afro's got nowhere to go. Arena down. They've got Napkin on that Broodmother, speared up to the walls of the arena. Nowhere for Napkin to run. They even root him up with the shards of Sammy. 3 down once again for Thiuth, and it's such a shame after such an amazing start. They are slowly, though they say that with those lines, Wildcard back into the Radiant Triangle. Thiuth see this, smoke up, understanding exactly where they are. Lamey gonna jump into Flea, but he does leap away. Sammy's gone to the run. Snowball will connect, but a nice 4-star, and here comes Sunlight. Problem is they've got the BKBs with the Overgrowth. He's gonna go right through them, so they've got 1 for 1 so far. It looks like Afro is gonna buy back. Meanwhile, 9, 4-staffing away. Sunlight now in danger. Lamey just chasing him down and taking him out. Can they do it with this Slark? He's taking so many stats away. Arc trying to fight back. He still has the Aegis up, but he needs a target to hit. They're all in this right now. Arc, he'll force stuff to the low ground, but it's not going to be enough. That'll be 1 life. Arc needs help, but they've got the lockdown. Lotus Orb, it'll buy him a little bit of time. He'll try for a TP play, but it's not enough either. And suddenly, the side of Thiuth fight back.
And he managed to find really everything. This is the big difference. The double pounce, his mobility in these fights. He's already got the shard with the Depth Shroud. He can save his team. And Napkin is now just doing what Broodmothers love to do. Micro Alder creeps away with a tab and just get
jump in. They've got Afro. That'll be the Skywrath, surely to drop, though he is making it life a little bit hard here for this Mars. He's almost down. Sunlight's trying to run. Barely makes it out. At the very least, they find 9 as well. Both supports going down here for Wildcard. 6k advantage their way.
Lots of information coming out from Napkin now. And now Thiuth's the one to go for the smoke play. And they've still got this really good single target disable if they manage to bait out some early BKB uses here.
Well, Sammy's going to be in position to break the smoke. They'll get a ward down. The Treant does get caught out. Esk will be there, and that'll be one. Wildcard, of course, naturally not going to want to fight now. 4v5, still back off immediately. And Thiuth, I mean, it is a 5-man smoke for just a position 5 Treant protector. Suppose they'll take what they can get for now. Trying even for a D ward out. Flea making it as hard as possible and eventually just denies it off. And in goes Sunlight. He does find Afro, and at least they find a trade for themselves. Babidich wanting a little bit more, does run into 9. Diffusal blade out. But Babidich realizing maybe he's got a bit. Basher now up and coming on Lamey, so that's on the courier. Be very, very annoying for the side of Wildcard if they do get bashed through that BKB. They'll see Lamey. Sammy, he'll get the info over. Lamey, now should know he's spotted. Scythe of Vice was there. Lock him down. Can they take him out? Arrow's going to land as well, but Lamey, he got the BKB off in time. It's not enough to burst him down in time, so Lamey can get right to work, but the Slark is dropping rather low now, leaping right back into that Mirana. They are still melting on the side of Thiuth, as this Slark is not being left alone and does go down. Flea will catch him. Sammy chasing for more. The Gleipnir will lock down 9, and that should be another. The Scythe of Vice already paying dividends for Sunlight, and Roshan is officially up.
Really good timing for a while.
Now, who are they going on? Oh, they found the Arc. They do find the Archaeus. Sammy's now been caught out. Arc, he'll get to work with the leash onto the Slark. Arena down as well, but can they lock him through this BKB? Lamey's just going to walk right out of the arena, back onto that Nature's Prophet. They will take him out. That'll be 2 lives down for him. Sunlight now caught as well. That's going to be another. Thiuth are not out of this one yet. They want to keep this fight going.
Yeah, that's a bit dicey out from Wildcard. They didn't manage. They've got to be able to just get control first in these fights. They have to be the ones in the initiative on Wildcard's end.
Jump in, Pounce is there, Flea will force stuff away. Sunlight trying to go for the arena, but the BKB is there, still to sprout through the leash. It's very, very annoying. They're onto the Tusk now. That'll be Escon. Lamey still stacking up those stats, but both supports dropping to Babidich. And Napkin's gonna run. The Spider is not safe. Arc is the bug spray. And they've locked him down to the tree line. There's your leash. Triple kill for Babidich, the only survivor to beat Lamey on the Slark. And with that, Wildcard, they'll go for a bit of a push.
Yeah, they can apply pressure now. It's a little bit risky to look for something like high ground, but the tier 2 certainly are open.
He being right into Lamey, almost hoping, I suppose, that Lamey makes a pounce in. Trying to bait him forward. It is only Lamey alive right now, so he can't afford to do so. See if he tries to defend this on his own. He does show. Leash is there. Sunlight will show up. They do stun him up. Arrow land to boot, but that depth throughout being very annoying. It just won't matter. Uh-oh. Problems here for Thiuth.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit tough. They have buyback if need be.
They even found the CM. 9 immediately back to the grave. And that should be 1 lane of barracks at the very least for Wildcard, maybe even 2.
Which is fair. Hold on.
Here we go again. Scythe of Vice out. Esker's being caught. The Tusk, they don't want to lose him straight away. The Depth Shroud will protect for now. And Wildcard seem like they want to back off, but Lamey, he's going to make a jump in. There's that leash again. Arc holds him down. Arc forces the BKB out. Esk, he's snowballed back in. Now the Overgrowth. Sammy holding them all down. Lamey's going to run. Meanwhile, Afro's been caught out. This is not looking good whatsoever for Thiuth. As Wildcard, they've got 3 down. They might just go right for tier 4s here. Afro's going to commit the buyback, but there are none other left for the side of Thiuth. It's a 3v5 scenario. I don't see how you can fight this one out. Sunlight, he'll jump forward, but they have the Lotus. They'll purge off the silence. Tier 4's going down. Wildcard have had enough of this game. A final smoke from Thiuth. They might try one more time. Glyph out. Surely they can't buy enough time for their Tusk to be back up. They'll wrap around, but who do they want first? It'll be Sunlight with the Scythe of Vice. Right away on Lamey. Freezing Field is there doing a fair bit of damage. Sunlight still on the run, but Arc, he takes down Afro for the tieback. They've got 9 as well. That'll be a secondary tieback. They find the Mars, but what does it matter? Ancient is exposed. It's all over. It is all over. Arc takes care of it. And that'll be a 2-0 victory here for Wildcard. I mean, a nice attempt from Thiuth to try and force this to